सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. We have completed the 16th chapter. We have to go to the 17th chapter, right? From Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga, Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Okay. So, this chapter, as the name goes, Shraddhatraya Vibhagaha. Basically, Shraddhatraya means Satvika, Rajasic and Tamasic. That is what Shraddhatraya actually means. Okay. Now, see, whenever we are born, जन्मना जायते शूद्रः, कर्मणा द्विज उच्यते, वेदपाठेन विप्रस्यात् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवेदना. जन्मना जायते शूद्रः. So whenever we are born, all of us have instinctive nature. Like an animal. It's an instinctive nature, uncultured, prakrita nature. Okay. So, this prakrita purusha is animal man. How we define this prakrita purusha is an animal man. Then, slowly, our journey is to move from animal man to man. What is man? Samskrita Purusha. He is a cultured person. Okay. So from Prakrita Purusha to Samskrita Purusha. Then the journey doesn't end there. From there, from a man, you have to go to a divine man or a God man. Right? So, this Prakrita Purusha to Samskrita Purusha to Jnani Purusha. Then only it is complete. If you remain as Prakrita Purusha, then you are an animal. If you go ahead and at least become man or Samskrita Purusha, some amount of punyam will be there. But the reason of taking human birth is not fulfilled. That gets fulfilled only when we are clear what is our goal and we strive to achieve that goal, which is a Jnani Purusha. Okay? So now we have to see what are the characteristics of these three Purusha. And like that, few technical terms come. And that is where the Shraddhatraya Vibhagaha comes into picture. Okay? Now, from an animal man, one can never become a divine man. No miracles happen. Adharmika Purusha, impossible to become Jnani. Adharmika Purushaha has to become Dharmika Purushaha first. Only Dharmika Purushaha can become Jnani Purushaha. Okay. That is very clear. It is impossible. Right? Now, this Prakrita Purushaha, what are his qualities? Okay. And what does he go through? First, he is a bound person. Baddha Manushya. He is a bound person. He has needs. And they are all programmed. Take a small child. Bhook laga, rona hai. Doesn't know anything more. So they are programmed. They are very instinctive. Okay. The IQ level is very low. It has a very basic level of intelligence. It's not an evolved intelligence which is there at that time. Even if the person is 80 years old, but if he is a Prakrita Purushaha, the intelligence is not evolved as per Shastra. Why? That person with a human body is behaving like an animal, instinctive, correct? Highly selfish. Okay, so very reactive, will not think, will not respond, will not plan, nothing, very reactive, highly instinctive. And there is nothing called future, will be in this present only, and highly selfish. Now, for this animal man to become at least a man, you need certain things to get added. There has to be samskaras. What is samskara? Purificatory process. When you have gold coming from an ore, you can never use it. You never even value it. What do you value? The gold. When do you value? When it goes through a purification. So this animal man needs to have some amount of purification and slowly becomes a man. What are these purificatory processes? These are our Shodasha Samskaras. Okay, all the samskaras which are there in the Shastra are all for purificatory only. They are all purificatory process. Right? All your 16 samskaras which comes, like Garbhadana, Pumsavana, Simantonnayana, okay, Jatakarma, Namakarana, Annaprashana, Chaula, right? Then Nishkramana, first outing, Upanayana, Vivaha, Antyeshti. Everything is a purificatory process. That is why it is a must. He may not know how it is purifying, but it's a purificatory process. Okay. When you pass through the security check in an airport, and when you come out from the other side, are you purer than the earlier one? Don't go by mentally. What should not be carried with you is guaranteed not coming with you. It's a purificatory process. Correct? For that, don't say, how do we know that X-ray is working properly, that is working properly. That system is meant that if you pass through it, you will get purified. What? Purification means you will not be carrying those things which are harmful to you as well as to others within the plane. Simple. That means I am purer than what option I had outside the airport to carry with me. That is not available with me when I am passing through the security. Just purificatory process. So, in everything we have this screening, what you call as screening, clean up, move. That is what is this purificatory process. And in this, what happens? The Dharma Shastra is learned. After Upanayana, it is not just the samskara. After that, learning is going to happen. You learn Dharma Shastra. You learn the Vedas. By this, you slowly become a cultured person, a knowledgeable person. Okay. This is a big difference between current education and the old education. There was a lot of emphasis given to mental purification, emotional stability when you come out after your schooling or college. Today it is just marks, marks and marks. Even the person best throughout the life need not be emotionally mature to handle situation when it comes in life. Right? That view of life is totally different from our Shastras compared to what is it today. The Shastric view is you have got this body. After this, another birth is going to be there. Make use of this body in this birth. Correct? Achieve your goals. Don't be too attached. Continue. Whatever you do now, you are going to get the karma phala either in this janma or in subsequent janma. That is how it is taught. But in the current education system, nothing of this is there. By hook or crook, get results. Add to it further in your professional life, by hook or crook, get the result. There is nothing called the right way. Each person has to define their own right way within the given framework of the organization. Okay. There was a nice small it was a small clip. Who is that person who writes about the Hindu Jha? Which Jha? What is his name? I forgot. He writes about all the epics and everything. Okay, I'll share that. So he had compared what is Mahabharata and Ramayana. He says Mahabharata, Ramayana is on principles. Mahabharata is, are you on the right side of the law? तौर तरीके थोड़ा अलग रहेगा तो भी principles are not affected in Ramayana. In Mahabharata, no one has broken any law, but all have broken the principles. So every principles were clearly broken sitting in the law. So this ability to know कि भाई हम क्या कर रहे हैं, किसके लिए कर रहे हैं, this is what that Dharma Shastra teaches us. And from that question comes, because then you don't need anyone, but you have a moral policing by yourself. Am I doing it right? Why should I do it? Should I not do it? Then what is the difference between me and an uncultured person? All these questions will come. Right? So this second stage is basic minimum everyone have to do. But the Manushya Janma is to become divine man or God man. Okay? Even if you are cultured, you are still bound. You are still bound. you have a still extended vision. At least till this Janma, I will not trouble anyone. But future Janmas, no idea. But only when you go to the next stage, that is the time you start dropping this Janma itself. The divine man or that God man, Jnani. Okay, his vision, his aim, everything is totally different. In today's world, you can call him a misfit, completely misfit person. Why? People will say, जीने के लिए दूसरा कुछ सहारा नहीं था, संन्यास ले लिया. He is not worldly wise. You don't know even to live in this world properly. तुम्हारा 2 वक्त का रोटी भी तुम नहीं कमा सकते. Okay, but his view is totally different. He is not bothered about the roti and what you are talking. All na dveshtati, na kankshati. Okay, every shuni chaiva shvapakena pandita samadarshinaha. Okay, for him, Suhrid Mitra, nothing is there. So, that is a totally different. Many can aim for it, but very few achieve it. But that is the objective. At least we need to progress in that direction. Okay, and this is what is you can get at least after dharma. With jnana, you can become a godman. So, that adharmika animal man needs dharma to become a man. This man or so-called Samskrita Purusha needs jnanam to become God-man or Daiva Purusha. Correct? If dharma is not there, you don't even become man. You can't say that I'm not bothered about dharma, I need only jnanam. It is impossible because person doesn't know dharma, how will he even try to even understand what jnanam is? It is impossible. It is like a KG student saying that I don't need to graduate, but I will manage PhD. Such miracles will never happen. It's impossible. Okay, so very clearly the Prakrita Purusha is governed by Ragadvesha, is selfish, and there is a technical name given for this person. He is called an Asura. A selfish Prakrita Purusha is called Asura. Okay, Prakrita Manushya. Prakrita Manushya governed by Raga is Asura. Prakrita Manushya governed by Dvesha is Rakshasa. Okay, Prakrita Manushya, first of all, doesn't have dharma. If he has only raga, he is governed by his raga, my needs, my likes, my dislikes, my way or the highway, he is an asura. But added to it, if he has got anger also, dvesha, then he is a rakshasa. Okay, and a Samskrita Purusha is a Dharma Pradhana Purusha. Arthakama comes secondary. For Asura and Rakshasa, Arthakama Pradhana, Dharma doesn't even come. Ravana was a very nice person, very learned person, but still belongs to the Asura family. Why? He abducted Sita. He gave priority to his needs, then dharma. Clear? Okay. Now, This Rakshasa and Asura are tamasic people. Correct? Because they are so self-centered, they will never grow in this ladder of knowledge. Andhakara, always ignorant, driven by their own likes and dislikes, and not ready to compromise with anything. Right? So they are all highly tamasic people. Then one who has learned some shastras, dharma, adharma, vivekaha, becomes a rajasic person. He is typically a rajasic person. He will do few things, he will not do few things. Dharmika person. Karma pradhana person. Correct? Dharmam chara. Chara means what? You have to do it. Others will be able to see, and only when others see it, they will know what you are trying to do. The intent of yours gets revealed. Then you go to the next type of people who are sattvic, sattva guna pradhana people. So this rajasic person only, when from karma goes to karma yoga, he ends up becoming sattvika purusha. From there, dharmika sattvika purusha, dharmika ajnani sattvika purusha. Okay, earlier he was dharmika ajnani rajasa purusha, karma pradhana purusha. From there he says, enough of karma. I need to go for jnana. This karma is not taking me anywhere. It is only just sucking my time. I need to drop it. Okay? And that person slowly has to develop that sattvika nature where only one focus is Bhagavan, Ishvara. And everything else he is ready to drop. Sattva guna pradhana. But still ajnani. Dharmika ajnani sattva guna pradhana purusha. Correct? Then with jnanam, will sattva guna be there or not? Don't say when jnanam comes, sattva guna also went off. Why he should become gunatita? Then how will he be in this world? If he has to transact in the world, he needs to have some gunas. Maximum sattva guna, minimum rajo guna, nil tamo guna. Or rather tamo guna only when he is sleeping. Probably that is the tamo guna he will have. Rajo guna when minimum activities he is doing. Loka sangraham evartam. Mind is totally in sattva guna. Are you able to get this? So, Rakshasa and Asura are tamoguna pradhana. Correct? Now, to understand this sattva, rajas, tamo gunas, Krishna gives various examples to Arjuna. And through the examples, he says, you understand this is how, it is like situational analysis. In such a situation, a sattvika person behavior is predicted like this. A rajasic person's behavior is predicted like this. A tamasic person's behavior is predicted like this. A very clear situational analysis with 5 different examples. Okay, because one example may not be comprehensive. Five different aspects if you see, then you know, okay, that person is consistent in all the aspects, and hence that person is either Satvika, Rajo or Tama, or mix of some of this, predominantly Rajas, predominantly Satvik. All these things can be done. But the objective of this chapter is not to evaluate others, but use this yardstick to evaluate yourself in various aspects. I can be Sattva in one aspect, I can be Tamo in another aspect. So that will map your needs, and from that needs you can focus and put effort. What is an ultimate goal? In all the 5 aspects or any other aspect which you see, you have to move towards Sattva. That is the direction. Okay, so when we map ourselves, we can have a very varied view of it, but slowly then work on each of this, and then, because you may be born with certain ragadveshas, that doesn't mean with effort you cannot change it. Correct? So that is why he takes this topic and he says we will consider 5 different aspects. So how does it start? He says, Ye shastra vidhimutsrijya yajante shraddhayanvita teshan nishtha tu ka krishna sattvamaho rajastamaha. This is the one who breaks the shastra. Vidhimutsrijya and yajante shraddhayanvita. Does what will happen to such a person? Teshan nishtha tu ka krishna. So then Bhagavan says, Trividam bhavati shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja satviki rajasi chaiva tamasi cheti tam shrunu. Tam shrunu means now you may hear. Abhi, he is going to open out. There are 3 types of shraddha: Satvika, Rajasa and Tamasa. Okay. Now, he gives a very, very general Sattvanurupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. Sattvika Guna means Shraddha will be there. Shraddha Mayoyam Purushaha Yo Yat Shraddasa Eva Saha Yajante Sattvikan Devan Yaksharakshamsi Rajasaha. Okay, from here itself we have started. Yajante Sattvikan Devan. Sattvika will propitiate who? Devas. Okay, and Rajasa will propitiate whom? Will do puja of whom? Yaksharakshamsi. You know, Yakshas, Kinnara, Gandharva, not Devatas. Okay. Pretan bhutaganas chanye yajante tamasa jana. Amavasya ka din, sitting at the crematorium, certain yajnas they will do. Pretan bhutaganas chaiva chanye yajante tamasaha. They are all tamasic people. All this black magic, vokaro, yeko, everything tamasic. Why? It is for individual benefit. Why it is done? Purpose is individual benefit. Correct? Ashastra vihitam ghoram. There is no shastra. Ashastra vihitam ghoram. Tapyante ye tapojanaha. कभी भी माझी सटकली. Tapyante. Thermometer is always high. Dambha ahankara samyuktaha. Dambhi, dumb fellow. Dambha also means dumba. Ahankara, lot of ahankara, mamakara. Kama raga balanvita, filled with only personal desires, selfish desires. कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थं भूतग्राममचेतसः मा चैवान्तः शरीरस्थं तान् विद्या असुरान् निश्चयान्. Now he starts giving examples. He says, I am going to now explain to you with these examples. What? Aharaha, okay, yajnaha, tapaha, danam. Tesham bhedam imam shrunu. How do these people, when it comes, it's like a two-axis diagram. So across these four parameters, ahara and yajna, tapa and dana. If you take these four parameters, sattvika, rajasa, tamasa, what is their behavior and what is their outlook? Okay, and he is not going to explain now. So, how is he explaining? These foods are sattvic, and people who like these food are also sattvic. So a very nice way. You don't have to tell anyone. Golgappa, Bhel Puri. So I belong to which group? Don't tell anyone. Okay, let us see Ahara first. Ayus sattva bala rogya sukha priti vivardhana rasya snigdha sthira hridya ahara sattvika priya. Ayuhu sattva bala arogya, that food which gives life, that which has got nutrition, sattva, balam, which can give you strength, arogya, a good health. Sukha priti vivardhana. See, the first 1/4 portion is talking of physical needs. But our Shastra does not stop there. Every food impacts our mind also. Okay, and hence certain foods, although for physical level it may be very good, if it is not good for the mind, they will say don't have that food. Very simple examples. Pyaj, lasoon, omega-3 fatty acids, very good for the health. But how it affects the mind, not considered. Right? So, here, because even Ayurveda goes with that principles. The food is the most important thing, and the type of food determines my character. The food which I like and the food which I eat determines my character to a great extent. It has got a direct relationship because in everything Sattvika, Rajasa, Tamasa Guna is there. In everything. If you take a stone, Sattvika, Rajasa Guna is very less or negligible, Tamasa Guna is very high. That is why it is sitting there. So in all the three gunas are there. Anything you take in the world, gunas will be there. Which means ahara will also have gunas. And those which have got tamasic gunas, if I have, that tamasic gunas get transferred to me. So I have to be careful. So the first line it says Ayush Sattva Bala Arogya, all related to bodily requirements, health requirements. Then the second line he says Sukha Preeti Vivardhana, related to your mind now. That which will give you peace of mind, that which you will like when you eat, that which grows your inner health. Vivardhana. What type of food there? Rasyaha, juicy foods, juicy vegetables, juicy fruits. Snigdha, you know the snigdha? Huh? You know what do you mean by snigdha? Snigdha means smeared with oil. पकोड़े स्निग्ध नहीं है, भजिया तले हुए स्निग्ध नहीं है, हल्का सा लगा हुआ उस पे तेल स्निग्ध. Which, if you have to convert it to your nutritional requirements, the minimum oils and fats needed for the body. स्निग्धा. अब दाल में तड़का देंगे तो स्निग्धा है थोड़ा. बेसिक तड़का जो देते हैं ना, स्निग्धा, that much oil is there in it. From that snigdha word, another word comes which is sneha. You know this word sneha? Love, sneha comes from snigdha. Why? It sticks. Snigdha means it sticks. How much of thought they have put in these words I am telling you. That is why whenever you do any prasad, उस पे ऊपर से थोड़ा घी डालोगी, स्निग्धा, तब स्नेह रहेगा थोड़ा. ओके, पकोड़े स्निग्ध नहीं है, वो तेल है वो. आर यू एबल टू गेट दिस? सो रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा, that which keeps you stable. वो खाने के बाद you will come to know what is अस्थिरा food. वो नेक्स्ट वाले में मालूम पड़ेगा. तब तक स्थिरा, इट इज स्टेबल. दाल चावल मुझे कोई तकलीफ नहीं देते. ओके. हृदया, इट्स लाइक्ड बाय मी, इट इज ऑलवेज लाइक्ड. आहारा सात्विक प्रिया, they never said vegetarian, non-vegetarian, milk. You decide what will fit in this. So if someone asks whether meat is sattvic, rajasic or tamasic, what should be the answer? How can it be? Whoever eats is going to eat that only. You know, earlier meat was had by everyone very regularly. Okay. To satisfy the hunger, meat used to be there. It is not for taste. When options were less, especially when you look at people earlier were hunters, farming started much later. So as a hunter, if you hunt, then only you can eat. If you eat, then only you will survive. The people who hunt, they don't make nice masala, wo sab dal ke kuch nahi. It is just heated, put some basic things, eat. because you have to survive. Okay. For those type of people, fresh meat is satvika. When I have no option. But if I have all the option and still I prefer meat, that is for my taste. It is no more satvika. समझ में आ रहा है? So they have never said this is good, this is bad. In fact, Manusmriti tells when Shraddha is there, you should offer fresh meat only, not stale meat. Because at that time, meat was never considered like this. It was a part of the system. It is like going and asking a lion, meat is good or bad. And what will the lion say? I survive because of meat. Is it tasty or not tasty? He says, I am not bothered. I need food to survive. That is why my instinct is to kill fresh, eat, and after that leave it and go. Today, our situation is very different. If we use those rules today, then you have to also sit like a caveman. Sitting in an AC room, having everything filled in your refrigerator, if you use this rule saying that fresh meat is good, is satvika, then you are fooling yourself. Why? When I have an option to survive without killing someone, then the food coming out of killing is not going to give me the right mental framework. I looked at my own selfish need, and that is why one life has gone. How can it be satvika? Go with the principles.
A lot
Yes.
of people argue that with egg nowadays, the egg we get in stores because we don't eat. But they say, oh, why it's not, it doesn't have life in it. It's, the ones that are laid in, So it's just hard to argue or what say, but I mean, we don't eat, but it's just that, people keep bringing this up saying, hey, egg is not actually, there's no life in it. Why are you saying that, you should not be eating eggs? So, why are you not eating eggs?
Okay, who stopped the life in it? Did the hen and the cock decide that there should not be life in it? Who stopped the life in it? Left to the hen and the cock, the natural jo gouty egg, can you get a lifeless egg? Tell me. Okay, I do something and the outcome of it is a dead thing. How can you attribute that it is a dead thing? That doesn't matter. But I am instrument to kill it. I mean, some human being has done it, right? I know that. That is why in our Shastra we talk of 3 hatyas. Brahma hatya, Bhruna hatya, Veera hatya. This comes under Bhruna hatya. Bhruna hatyam va ete gnanti ye brahmanastra suparnam pathanti te somam prapnuvanti asahasrat panktim punanti. Om. Bhruna hatya. Killing an unborn is Bhruna hatya. Killing at the fetus level itself is Bhruna hatya. Okay, just because today in front of me it is not having a life, but there are so many people instrumental to kill it. Another thing, I will tell you a very, very basic thing about food. If there is no life in food, that food cannot sustain life. Only life can sustain life. A very, very important aspect. We hardly look into it. When we say only life can sustain life, understand it clearly. We get vegetables, we get leafy vegetables, we get various vegetables, fruits. When we are eating it, are they alive or are they dead? Hmm? Are they alive or are they dead?
Alive.
Correct? How do you know they are alive?
Fruits are still ripening.
Hmm?
Fruits are still ripening, right?
Exactly. If they were dead, will it ripen? Correct? So there is life in it. Till the point comes that there is no life in it. How do you know that there is no life in it? When some other lives take over it. सड़ने लगता है तो some other lives have already taken over it. Then it doesn't have its own independent life. And you will not eat it then. You will throw it. It has started rotting. Correct? Now, this is true for everything what you have. Only if there is life in it, it can sustain my life. In short, we are all selfish life eaters. Yes or no? For me to be alive, I need to eat something alive. The only difference is, it is like hair and nail. If I remove some, it will keep growing still. But if it is an animal, if you kill it, it will not further grow. It has stopped living. And hence, looking at that, when it comes to a question of my survival or someone else's survival, Dharma Shastra clearly says you have no scope to even kill yourself. Atmahatya is a big papa. Okay? Which means I can kill someone else and I can survive. For surviving. So even if it means vegetables which are live, I can still have it and survive. Dharma Shastra looks in a very different way, not the way which we look at it. Okay? If you didn't have life in what you ate, how did you get nutrients? How did it assimilate and give you carbohydrate, proteins and fat? Right? That means it had that energy in it. Energy means life was there in it. A simple principle. Okay? We may scientifically prove anything in that. Doesn't matter. But it needs to be and it will have life. So if you have to have something which has got life, then the best is rasya, snigdha. Okay, very, very simple, like little ghee, little honey. Okay, these things, that is why I think there was an age-old tradition कि खाने में हर टाइम एक छोटा स्वीट डालते. It is not very, one small sweet will be there. कुछ नहीं तो गुड़ डालेगी, मधुर has to be there. Okay, and that is why, because rasya snigdha sthira hridya ahara satvika priya. Now come to the second category. This category, the person loves either of it. That means that person's nature is like that. Okay. Katu, amla, lavana, ati, ushna, tikshna, ruksha, aruksha, vidahinaha. Katu, bitter. Amla, sour. Lavana, salty. Ati ushna, excessive heat. We are not talking of temperature, but ये चीज खाओ अंदर गर्मी देती है, अति उष्ण. ओके, बोलते हैं ना झंझनाट, झंझनाट खाना, हाँ एकदम झंझनाट. ओ थाने में कौन है वो? मिसल, मामलेदार मिसल, मामलेदार मिसल. करेक्ट. तीक्ष्ण, एकदम तीखा, तीक्ष्ण. जैसे ही बोलते हैं लाइक दैट एरो इट जस्ट कट्स एंड गोस ना. तीक्ष्ण, ऐसा सुन के ही आंख से सब पानी आने को शुरू हो जाता है. वर्ड भी वैसा है, तीक्ष्ण. ओके. रूक्ष विदाहिनः. You know what is this ruksha vidahina, which dries your mouth and you feel thirsty? How much thirsty you feel when you eat normal food at home, and how much thirsty you feel in the afternoon after having a शादी का खाना बोलो या जो भी है, a heavy restaurant से खाया जो भी है, you'll keep feeling thirsty. और पानी पीने का मन कर रहा है. हाँ, उसमें से मालूम पड़ेगा कौन सा टाइप का खाना है. कौन सा टाइप का खाना है? What type of food it is? Katu, amla, lavana, ati, ushna, tikshna, ruha, vidahina. What type? Ahara, rajasasyeshtha. So that is rajasic type of food. If you have rajasic type of food, Rajoguna will give you what? Karma pradhana. You will keep jumping. अगला क्या करने का, चुपचाप बैठेगा नहीं. वो जैसा ही पेट पे गया आप भी उड़ी मारना शुरू करेगी. एसिडिटी वो ये सब चालू हो जाएगा, है कि नहीं? एंड दैट इज व्हाट ही सेज, दुख शोकामय प्रदा. Whatever is satisfying this 4 inches boneless thing which is there in my mouth, correct, is going to make me cry. Dukkha shoka maya prada. Because Bhagavan will give that. इसमें से जो भी तुम ज़्यादा खाओगे, you know what happens. एसिडिटी आएगा, वो आएगा, कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम आता ही है. Over a period of time, it starts impacting the organ also. So what is rajasic food? And you give, that is the beauty of it. एक राजा को, if you give this आयुष सत्वबल आरोग्य सुख प्रीति विवर्धनः, रोज घास फूस खिलाओ, वो राजा है क्या? वो बोलेगा तलवार उठाने को ताकत नहीं है, बोलेगा. So that Raja needs all this food. Then only he can protect. Meat, wheat, सब आएगा इसमें. It is needed. It is a must. Because his job requirement है वो. इसलिए वो राजा का जो खाना रहता है वो अलग 56 भोग रहता है. It's completely different. तेल मसाले सब रहता है उसमें. एंड ही डज दैट मच ऑफ एक्टिविटी एंड एक्सरसाइजेस कि वो पचा पाएगा उसको. करेक्ट. उसको घास फूस दिया तो तलवार नहीं उठेगा. और अभी अपना ब्राह्मण जी ये खाते बैठेंगे तो 6 महीने में हॉस्पिटल में रहेंगे, क्योंकि खाना है, बैठना है, कुछ करना नहीं है. डजंट वर्क. If he wants to sit and meditate, fruits are good enough. Some vegetables are good enough. Basic दाल चावल good enough. वो भी उसमें नमक कम. You know, our Shastra connects salt with binding. Bondage. अब बिना नमक का खा के देखो क्या होता है. हाँ क्या फीका है यार, can't eat at all. That is why in some of the days after death without namak is given, so that there is no bondage. हाँ निकल जाएगा, मुझे इधर रहना ही नहीं है, ढंग से खाना भी नहीं खिलाते हो, let me run away from here. Salt equal to bondage. किसी को सेपरेट करने का तो बिना सॉल्ट का खाना खिला दो, वो अपने आप डाइवोर्स पेपर लेके आ जाएगा. Anyway, right. So this is Rajasic food. And the third one, which we all know very well, Tamasic food. Because we pay money and we have all got one box at home. It's a big box. जितना भी बड़ा लेके आओ उसमें जगह कम रहती है. It will keep it cold. It is called a refrigerator. Correct? And our Krishna knew that. He started with that only. Yata yamam gatarasam पूति पर्युषतं च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि च मेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्. Yatayamam. One yama is 25 minutes. Okay. 1 hour is 2.5 yama. Roughly 2.5 yamas. Okay. 10 yamas is 4 hours. Yata yamam means which is more than 4 hours old. Any food which is more than 4 hours old, which is cooked, should not be eaten. Why? Gata rasam. It doesn't have any nutritive value after that. I will reheat it, further kill it. How many times reheating of food? That many times you have killed the food. Right? So यातयामम means 4 घंटे में जो खाना बनाया है उसे बिना रीहीट करके खा लेना चाहिए. Okay? That is why our Shastra will tell खाना बना के भगवान को नैवेद्य 3.5 या 4 घंटे का अंदर हो के तुम्हारा खाना 4.5-5 घंटे का अंदर होना चाहिए. Okay, that is why When you do a puja and all, 12 बजे खाने गए तो 11 बजे तक घर पे खाना बन जाता है, फ्रेश नैवेद्य दिखाओ, 1 बजे तक खा लो. Everything fits as per the Shastra here. Then I want to attend puja, so 7 o'clock I finished cooking. Why? We all sit together to do the puja. You will feel good, but the Naivedya will not have any meaning. Yatayam. No, you can't. Okay. Gata rasam. इसमें न्यूट्रिशन ही नहीं है, फीका है, समथिंग यू कांट हैव दैट. थर्ड वन, पूति पर्युषितम. यू नो व्हाट इज पूति पर्युषितम? पूति मीन्स जो सड़ने लगा है, पर्युषितम मीन्स जिसपे फ्रॉथ आने लगा है. There are people who eat. You eat and I eat. We all eat it. Dhoklo, idli, puti paryushitam. Very good for health. Idli, not accepted by Shastras. Oh, yes. Correct, na? You add yeast and you bake something. What is it? Puti paryushitam. Every bread has got it. Puti paryushitam chayate. All McDonald's filled with it. Pizzas filled with it. Puti paryushitam chayate. Now you understand very clearly they have identified all what we eat now fits in the third line only. Very rarely we are sitting in the first and second. ज़्यादा करके यही है, क्योंकि कुछ भी है तो अंदर वो बड़ा डब्बा लाया है, इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, इट हैज टू बी यूज्ड ना, इंक्लूडिंग मी. आई एम नॉट सेपरेट, इंक्लूडिंग मी. वी कांट वेस्ट फूड. We will prepare, we will keep, heat, reheat and eat when there is nothing left in it. And above that we also say 2 दिन के बाद टेस्ट और अच्छा आता है उसमें, है कि नहीं? बोलते हैं ना, हाँ फ्रेश रहेगा तो इतना मजा नहीं आता, 1 दिन रख के खाओ, उसका टेस्ट ही अलग रहता है. हाँ, यस. Whatever Shastra says good for your tongue, adharmika. Simple हिसाब है ये. Think. Okay. Next, uchishtam. Uchishtam means what? झूठा, किसी का खाया हुआ बचा हुआ. This is very, very prevalent with whom you know? Mothers of small children. बच्चा खाया हुआ बच्चा, उच्छिष्टम. Very true. Dharma doesn't allow this. No. Next, amedhyam. You know what is amedhyam? This is another technical word. Medhya means which has or which can be offered to Bhagavan is Medhya. Amedhya means which cannot be offered to Bhagavan. Okay. Now you take the list of food what you have at home and you yourself think how many can be given to Bhagavan right now. फ्रिज खोल के क्या क्या एक लिस्ट बनाओ, ये सब भगवान को दे सकते हैं. यू योरसेल्फ, ये भी भगवान को, ये नहीं, आई विल ईट, इट्स ओके, बट भगवान को नहीं. 50-60% you yourself will discard it saying ये भगवान के लिए नहीं है. अगर भगवान के लिए नहीं है तो फिर हमारे लिए कैसा हुआ? Correct ना? That's called amedhya. Our shastras go very deep in this. The person who is cooking should be chanting Bhagwan's name and cook. Why? If she is not going to think that way, or he is not going to think that way, something else will be in the mind. That through the food you will consume. My God. इतना distant relation से. Yes. Very simple. बहुत बार हुआ है, घर पे मूड आउट है, खाना बनाए, खाने का टेस्ट कैसा रहता है? Does the taste come into that food? Does your mind get reflected into that food? That food, when I consume it, will not it get reflected on me? That is why we do not consider only physical aspect, we consider the mental aspect. Clear? 3 lines only, 3 shlokas they have given for ahara. But it's perfectly clear what we need to, what we should not, and from where to where we have to move. If we are having tamasic food, stop it. If we are having rajasic food, reduce it, move towards sattvic. And one mistake don't do. Don't define your own sattvic as per nutritionist. Define sattvic as per dharma shastra. Anything fresh is not sattvic. Fresh garlic. From the tree I just removed that garlic. Sattvic. As per nutrition you will say sattvic only. So you have to use the right yardsticks to define the right ones. And then apply it. Okay? Not all the dals are sattvika. Urud dal is not sattvic. Not sattvic. Anyway, this itself is a separate field. And if we start looking at food that way, our habits of having the food, automatically our mind also starts changing according to that. Why? We are coming out of our comfort zone to ensure that we are having the right food. So the mind will also be that way, alert and ready as sattvic. Is it clear? अब इतना टाइम हुआ तो इट्स टाइम फॉर फूड है कि नहीं? इट शुड नॉट बिकम अमेध्य. करेक्ट? 10 minutes और लेट हो गया. सर यू आर सेइंग नॉट टू हैव अमेध्य बट यू आर मेकिंग इट अमेध्य नाउ. सो पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. We'll continue next time. Okay. Shubharatri. धन्यवादः. धन्यवादः.